Hey everyone! Tonight we're diving into the wacky world of cryptocurrency. It's confusing, it's volatile, and it might just revolutionize how we think about money. Imagine a currency that exists purely online, secured by cryptography instead of governments. That's cryptocurrency in a nutshell. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, these are just a few of the big players in this digital gold rush. But wait, there's more. Cryptocurrencies run on something called blockchain, a fancy digital ledger that tracks every transaction. It's like a public record everyone can see, making it incredibly secure and transparent. And as if things weren't wild enough already, we have DeFi, or decentralized finance. Think of it as traditional finance, but without the banks and institutions calling the shots. We know it's a lot to take in, but trust us. By the end of this, you'll be throwing around terms like smart contracts and yield farming like a seasoned crypto bro. Or at least you'll understand enough to nod along knowingly at parties. In 2008, a mysterious figure or group, using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, unleashed Bitcoin upon the world. It was the middle of a global financial crisis, and trust in traditional institutions was at an all-time low. Bitcoin promised an alternative, a decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash system free from government control. Now, the early days of Bitcoin were like the Wild West. It was mostly tech enthusiasts and libertarian types tinkering around. But slowly, word spread. People started seeing the potential of a truly global currency, one that could be transferred instantly and cheaply across borders. The price of Bitcoin went on a roller coaster ride over the years, with dramatic booms and busts. Governments and financial institutions didn't know what to make of it. Was it a fad, a threat, a revolutionary technology? Well, over a decade later, Bitcoin is still here. It's inspired countless other cryptocurrencies, and the underlying technology, blockchain, is being explored for applications far beyond just money. All right, let's talk about why this whole decentralized thing matters. In traditional finance, we rely on banks, governments, and other intermediaries to process transactions, hold our money, and lend us cash. This system works, kind of. But it's also slow, expensive, and prone to corruption. Enter blockchain and DeFi. Remember that public ledger we mentioned? Well, it cuts out the middlemen entirely. Transactions are verified by a network of computers, not by some centralized authority. This means lower fees, faster transactions, and greater transparency. Plus, with DeFi, you have more control over your money. You can lend it out directly to others, earn interest, and access a whole suite of financial services, all without needing permission from a bank. It's like the difference between taking a taxi and calling an Uber. One is controlled by a central entity. The other is powered by a network. And just like Uber disrupted the taxi industry, DeFi has the potential to shake up the world of finance. DeFi is all about giving you more control over your finances. It's like having your own personal bank, but without the stuffy suits and hidden fees. One of the coolest things about DeFi is something called smart contracts. These are basically self-executing contracts written in code. Let's say you want to lend someone some money. With a smart contract, you can set the terms of the loan interest rate, repayment schedule, the whole shebang, and the code will automatically enforce it. No need for lawyers or paperwork. DeFi also opens up a world of investment opportunities. You can provide liquidity to decentralized exchanges, participate in yield farming. Don't worry about the name, it's basically just earning interest on your crypto. And even buy fractional ownership of digital assets. It's important to remember that DeFi is still in its early stages. There are risks involved, and it can be pretty complex to navigate. But for those willing to dip their toes into the water, DeFi offers a glimpse of a more open, transparent, and accessible financial future. Section 5. Savings on the blockchain earning interest gets real. Remember those paltry interest rates banks offer on savings accounts? Yeah, DeFi laughs in the face of those rates. With DeFi lending platforms, you can earn significantly higher interest on your crypto savings. How is this possible? Well, it's all about supply and demand. DeFi platforms connect borrowers and lenders directly, cutting out the middleman. Sound familiar? This means borrowers get better rates and lenders earn higher interest. For example, you could lend out your stablecoins, cryptocurrencies pegged to the value of the US dollar, on a platform like Aave or Compound, and earn a decent return. Or you could provide liquidity to a decentralized exchange like Uniswap and earn trading fees. Of course, there are risks involved. Crypto prices are volatile, and DeFi platforms can be vulnerable to hacks and scams. But if you're looking for a way to potentially boost your savings, DeFi is definitely worth exploring. Section 6. High risk, high reward, volatility, and scams. Oh my! Okay, time for a reality check. Cryptocurrency and DeFi are still in their early stages, and with any new technology, there are risks involved. First and foremost, crypto prices are volatile. Like, really volatile. One day you're up 20%, the next day you're down 30%. It's not for the faint of heart. Then there's the issue of scams. Because the crypto space is relatively unregulated, it attracts its fair share of shady characters looking to make a quick buck. We're talking rug pulls, pump and dump schemes, and all sorts of other financial shenanigans. And let's not forget about the environmental impact of some cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin. The energy-intensive mining process has drawn criticism for its carbon footprint. The key takeaway here is to do your research. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Be wary of get-rich-quick schemes and choose your crypto projects wisely. Section 7. Regulation. The Wild West needs some sheriffs. The decentralized nature of cryptocurrency and DeFi has governments and regulators scrambling. They're used to having control over financial systems, and this whole decentralized thing throws a wrench into their plans. On one hand, regulation is needed to protect investors from scams, prevent money laundering, and ensure the stability of the financial system. On the other hand, too much regulation could stifle innovation and go against the very ethos of decentralization. It's a delicate balancing act, and different countries are taking different approaches. Some are embracing crypto, while others are cracking down. The regulatory landscape is constantly evolving, which adds another layer of complexity and excitement, depending on how you look at it, to the crypto space. Ultimately, some level of regulation is inevitable. The question is, how can we strike a balance between fostering innovation and protecting investors? Section 8. Crypto's growing pains challenges on the road ahead. Cryptocurrency and DeFi have come a long way since the days of Bitcoin pizza, but there are still challenges to overcome if they want to achieve mainstream adoption. One big hurdle is scalability. The blockchain technology that powers cryptocurrencies can be slow and expensive to use, especially when there's a lot of network congestion. Imagine trying to buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin and having to wait an hour for the transaction to go through. Not ideal. Another challenge is user experience. Let's face it, using crypto can be intimidating for the average person. Wallets, private keys, gas fees. It's a lot to wrap your head around. If crypto wants to go mainstream, it needs to become more user-friendly. And finally, there's the issue of education. A lot of people still don't understand what cryptocurrency is, how it works, or why they should care. There's a need for greater financial literacy and education around these new technologies. Section 9. The future of finance? Buckle up, it's going to be weird. So, what does the future hold for cryptocurrency, blockchain, and DeFi? Honestly, nobody knows for sure. But one thing's for certain, it's going to be interesting. Despite the challenges, the potential of these technologies is undeniable. They could revolutionize the way we think about money, finance, and even the internet itself. Imagine a world where you can send money across the globe instantly and for a fraction of the cost. A world where you have more control over your financial data and can access a wider range of financial services. A world where artists can sell their work directly to fans without intermediaries taking a cut. This is the promise of the decentralized future. It won't happen overnight, and there will be bumps along the way. But if even a fraction of these innovations come to fruition, the future of finance is going to look very different from the one we know today. And that's something worth being excited about.